Here are our headlines today. And the Manchester Arena bomb survivor Martin Hibbert says he is angry and broken after the man convicted of killing 22 people was able to attack 3 prison guards.
Good morning. We get the latest inflation figures today, showing us how quickly prices for goods and services went up in March. They know all about prices here at Birmingham Wholesale Market, and I'll be finding out how they feel the economy's doing.
As Sir Alan Bates calls on victims of the post office scandal to take legal action against the government over compensation delays, some of the former sub-postmasters will receive their OBEs.
Talks resume today between striking bin men and Birmingham City Council as the industrial action there enters its 6th week.
You're going to a Women's World Cup in Mexico.
Over half a century after an unofficial England team competed in the Women's Football World Cup, a new stage play tells their story. Let's have a look at today's newspapers, starting with the Daily Mirror. Sort out this mess is their headline, as residents in Birmingham demand an urgent end to the ongoing bin strike across the city today, as our colleague Fiona Lambden was telling us just a moment ago. Yeah, let's look at the Telegraph, which is reporting that the Prime Minister is nearing a new partnership with the European Union by signing up to Brussels' food and veterinary standards, which could put a trade deal with the United States at risk. Something we were saying yesterday was looking slightly more positive, wasn't it? An agreement with Washington. The Eye leads on new data, which it says shows the government's decision to freeze income tax thresholds will drag another 11.6 million people into the tax system over the next 3 years. The paper says almost half of these new taxpayers will be over the age of 60. And the Times reports that members of the House of Lords will attempt to block what is being called a banter ban in Labour's overhaul of workers' rights. The amendments would stop pub and university bosses from having to ensure that their staff were not subject to harassment by overhearing opinions that they didn't agree with. Inside the papers today, here's a story that you will appreciate, John. Did you know that people who, fast walkers, people who walk fast, have better heart health? So if you're naturally quite a speedy walker, you are less likely to have, according to this latest survey, atrial fibrillation, which is when your heart beats irregularly or a little bit too fast. But slow walkers were less likely to feel the benefits of lots and lots of steps. The reason Sally has chosen this story is because every day I struggle to keep up with her as she walks around the office. My every morning begins with me like slow chasing her. And you just glide. I thought you were on roller skates one morning. You were going so fast. I might think about that. Yeah, I am a fast walker. You feeling smug? Feeling healthy? Yeah, feeling like my heart might be super healthy and very happy. Busy forever. Yeah, exactly. That would be terrifying. But it is a little bit frustrating if you're a fast walker and you're out and people are walking slowly on the pavements. That can be a little bit. Anyone in particular? Frustrating. Was it name and shame? Yeah. But you're too busy chatting to people. Yeah, that's what it is. That's true. Trying to keep up, panting behind. Adverts from 6 companies selling liquid Brazilian butt lifts, known as BBLs, have been banned in the UK for trivialising the risks and exploiting women's insecurities around body image. The watchdog said that the adverts, which appeared on social media, pressured customers into booking the procedure in which the buttocks are injected with filler. Conservationists have warned that some of the UK's rarest wildlife is being torched alive and pushed closer to extinction after weeks of intense grass fires. The National Trust says 2025 is turning out to be the worst year ever for human-caused fires. The use of vapes in England, Wales and Scotland appears to have stalled after 2 years of rapid growth. A study today from University College London also found a sharp decline in the number of younger people using disposable vapes.
The UK Supreme Court rules the legal definition of a woman is based on biological sex. The landmark ruling could have far-reaching consequences, but judges say the law still gives transgender people protection against discrimination. Also on the programme, angry and disgusted, Manchester Arena bomb survivor Martin Hibbert issues an emotional call for action after one of the men responsible for the atrocity was able to attack 3 prison guards. Cheaper fuel at the pumps means the rate that prices are rising has slowed. Inflation was 2.6% in March.
Can you Tell her to wear deodorant. It's well.
British tennis player Harriet Dart apologises after saying her opponent smells really bad and asking for her to wear deodorant.
He's done it.
And 40 years on, one of the most famous matches in snooker history, Steve Davis and Dennis Taylor recreate that winning shot.
Lower fuel prices help a fall in inflation. It's down to 2.6%. After weeks of wildfires in the UK, warnings over the threats the flames pose to endangered animals. Now, the Post Office campaigners Lee Castleton, Seema Misra and Chris Head have received their OBEs from the Princess Royal today. They've campaigned for victims of the Horizon IT scandal, when more than 900 sub-postmasters were convicted of theft and fraud based on faulty data.